Hey, Dinus here. This video is about color correction basics. Before getting into this video, I really recommend to watch my last video where I explain difference between color correction and color grading. First of all, we start by understanding the settings of basic correction tab in Adobe Premiere. To get this tab, simply go to color panel and you should see Lumetri color window where all the settings are. If not, simply go to window and look for Lumetri color. It should appear on the right side. Now, I got here a color palette image from pure white to pure dark. In order just to explain how all the settings works, we have to concentrate to the highlights, shadows, white and blacks. Though it looks like these effects are similar, but they are not, and I will show you why. Here we have Lumetri scopes. Again, if you can see it, simply go to window, look for Lumetri scopes. As you can see here, 100 represents pure light and 0 pure darkness. Because we have a palette from white to black, we have here steps representing every part of the video. As you can see, these lines. Every stripe represents a single color or steps in scopes, so the white is at the top of scopes, blacks at the bottom. Now, by increasing exposure, all the steps increases. By decreasing and steps. Exposure basically lights up the video clip. Now letting you know that by double clicking this control bubble it will reset it to 0 or to default value. Now the difference between shadows and blacks. If we move shadow slider, we can see that steps in the middle area gets increased or decreased. That means that shadow slider works on the middle tones or shadows of the video clip instead of real blacks. Meanwhile, increasing blacks, increasing the bottom part of the video, meaning that black slider for darker tones or blacks of the video clips and represents everything that is in the bottom of the scopes. Same with the whites and highlights. Highlights concentrates more to the middle tones, whites to the top of the scopes or the brightest areas of the video. Now, once we know how effects works, let's jump to video clips. I have here 3 video clips. One of those are shot with perfect settings in camera, other with white balance off, and the other one is overexposed. Let's try to fix it one by one. So before we start, I really recommend go to color tab, and as you can see in the right side we have here Lumetri color settings. If you don't see it, you can simply go to window and look for Lumetri color. And also I really recommend to use Lumetri scopes. You can find it over here, or simply again go to window, and as you can see, Lumetri scopes. If you can see it here like I do, simply right click and choose waveform Luma, or go here and Luma. Now let's begin. The first clip of Trochee Castle is shot with perfect or almost perfect settings and white balance in camera. We can say that by looking at Lumetri scopes. Scopes are spread quite evenly from 100 value to 0. Even though the white balance looks good, we can check it by taking this pen tool and clicking on true white color in the video, for example, sales. Nothing changes. Now, to make this video look even better, we can try to increase some contrast. We will give more contrast to the video. Scopes are spreading even more, so it will give much more information to work on during color grading. We can try to increase highlights a little bit, but not necessary. Second clip of Trochee Castle is very overexposed. We can notice that by looking at Lumetri scopes, majority of Luma lines is at the top of the scopes. As we learned that value of 100 represents light, that is quite clear that this video is overexposed. First of all, we can try to reduce highlights to get some middle tones back. Good, the clip is looking better now. By reducing white's effect, the whole light of the video clip is reduced. As we can see, clip got a little bit darker now. Increasing contrast spreads Luma lines a little bit more, and that gives us more space to work on. Let's try to reduce shadows a little bit. Nice, trees got some contrast now. Try to reduce blacks a little bit, and as we can see, it gives a little bit of contrast more. Let's reduce whites a little bit more and increase contrast, and as we can see, the clip looks much better now. Nice. The third clip, where white balance is way off, we can see bluish color of the video clip, meaning that white balance was set incorrectly while this clip was shot. The first thing we can do is to take this pen tool and select the area where is the true white, for example sales again. Good, now we can see that it gets white with orange color. Here we can try to play with temperature and tint settings. If it's not working, the other thing we can do is Right-click on Lumetri scopes and select vector scopes in order to see colors. Though it looks good, quite in the middle, but there is a spike that goes into red and yellow. At this point we can go to curves, select blue color, drag it a little bit down. Now green tones pops up, the scopes are going to the green side. Reduce green line, same with the red, as video gets reddish, and increase white line or luma line for the perfect white. The video looks good now. To sum up, there is no perfect way to correct colors. Every video is different and requires different method of color correction. In this video I shown the method that worked for me. But before starting I highly suggest to get in mind that the more perfect settings are while shooting video, the easier it will be to color correct. Learning camera skills will make your life so much easier, trust me. That would be it in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, see you in the next video.